So the two most important stories for Americans right now are Russia and China. The economy is usually number one, but we cannot define the economy. I'll get into a little bit of that later on the broadcast. We don't know whether Trump's tariffs are going to work. We don't know what direction the consumer spending, which is always the most important thing about the U.S. economy, is going to take. Mixed signals. So we can't even discuss it without, guessing and all of this conjecture, which is just a total waste of your time. I will never waste your time. So Russia obviously is in the forefront. And the Epstein case, which is getting a lot of media attention, it's not an important story per se, but it is on how the Trump administration handles that story. Okay, there's a delineation there. And I did a big thing yesterday on News Nation last night, and I'm not going to do anything on it today because there's nothing new. I will read some of your letters, though, which are very interesting about the Epstein thing. There is a new poll, Harvard-Harris, 2,044 registered voters, fair sample. Question number one, do you think Russia's Vladimir Putin generally wants to end the war in Ukraine or is playing games and stalling with the USA and the West? Wants to end the war, 27. Playing games, 73. Do you think Ukraine Zelensky wants to end the war? Playing games. Wants to end the war, 61. Playing games, 39. It's pretty high, 39 number. Third question. Should the Trump administration continue to provide weapons to Ukraine and impose further economic sanctions on Russia? Continue to provide the weaponry, 65%. No, 35%. So about 35% of Americans don't really want to have anything to do with this thing. And I'm going to deal with that tomorrow in a bigger segment. Next question, do you think Donald Trump has been too tough, not tough enough? About right when dealing with Putin. Too tough, 9. Not tough enough, 60. About right, 31. Are you satisfied on how Trump is managing to end the war between Ukraine and Russia? Satisfied, 47. Dissatisfied, 53. Okay. So this is an issue, Russia-Putin, that has disagreement among Americans, which is fine. All right? And it is absolutely fine because we are spending billions of dollars to protect that country, Ukraine. And the way Trump did it yesterday was fairly clever. So NATO is going to pay us. We'll send them the weapons and NATO will send them to Zelensky. So we're not giving it away anymore. Under Biden, we gave it away. All right, just so you know. Now, perhaps the best pundit on television news these days is Brit Hume. So you remember in the glory days of Fox News, it was Charles Krauthammer, it was Hume, it was me, it was Tony Snow. I mean, these heavyweights, not me, I'm not bragging, but, if you Google Krauthammer or O'Reilly, you'll see some really fiery debates. And that's gone. Okay, and I don't know really why it's gone, but the only survivor at Fox News is Brit Hume, who is a very smart guy, seen it all, and he's an honest man. Roll the tape.
It's clear from what the president himself has said, although he wouldn't put it this way, that he got played by Putin, and it dragged on for months. And he was being jollied along under the impression that Putin had obviously given him that Putin wanted to end the war and was prepared to negotiate from where we are. And it's pretty clear now that Putin didn't want to end the war where we are. He had more conquest in mind and perhaps wanted his whole original purpose of taking Ukraine to be fulfilled.
Well, I think you made one mistake in that analysis by using the word played. Okay, so Trump wanted to believe that Putin would come to the peace table. And remember, okay, people believe what they want to believe. And the president is no exception to that. And he had that belief based upon his 4 years in his first term when Putin really didn't cause a lot of trouble. Okay, the Crimea thing was under Obama. The Ukraine invasion is under Biden. And Trump said to himself, look, this guy and I have a relationship. I think I can get him to the table. And that was a big theme of Trump's campaign. I'll end the Ukraine war. It never would have started had I been president, on and on, all that. But played is really not the right word here. So when you have an issue that is this dangerous, Putin's a dangerous man, okay? You've got to give him more space than you would the mullahs of Iran, for example. So we can bomb Iran anytime we want. We can wipe them off the face of the earth. They can't do anything to us. We can't bomb Putin because he can bomb us back. And everybody dies. It's a far more dangerous situation. China is a far more dangerous situation than North Korea. And I know you know this, but I have to state it. So it wasn't about being played. It was about Trump trying his hardest to get Putin to be rational. And Trump failed. But it wasn't Trump's fault. He had to try if he wants to go down in history as a responsible president. He had to. I know Putin better than anybody. And when you read Confronting Evil, which will be out in September, you'll see we trace him back to when he was a little kid. Putin's a psychopath. He wants to kill people. He enjoys killing people. His whole war machine doesn't attack Ukrainian forces. It attacks civilians, babies, hospitals. Those are war crimes. Putin doesn't care how many babies he kills. So when you're dealing with somebody like that, that's a special circumstance. But again, because the man has nuclear weapons and can cause unbelievable turmoil in the world, death and destruction all over the place, you got to give him a little room, which Trump did. But now that's over. And Trump, I think, made a pretty good deal yesterday by the way he got the weapons thing up and coming, because it's not our responsibility as Americans to fund this whole thing. Everybody's got to chip in here. And that's how Trump did it. And I thought that was very good. Press will never give him, ever in a million years, any credit for it. And the polling, people who really don't understand the danger here. There's a lot of danger. Okay, so the key to breaking Putin is the banks. Now, I don't know whether Trump is going to sanction the banks that do business with Moscow. I don't know. I would have done it a while back. What that means is any bank in the world that does business with Putin and Russia is sanctioned, boycotted. China's not going to obey that, okay? But Putin doesn't want the yuan, the Chinese money. He wants dollars. Everybody wants dollars or Swiss francs. They don't want euros. Okay, two currencies, Swiss francs, US dollar. If Trump said, look, you're a bank and you're in, Qatar, you're in Saudi Arabia, and you do business with, well, we're cutting you off. And we're freezing all the oligarchs' money and all the generals' money all over the world. We're freezing their accounts. Putin be in trouble. And that's what should happen, and that's the memo. We will follow it. Obviously, I'm on top of this thing. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on X. Look for @Bill O'Reilly.